Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on this call. We are just so happy that you're here. Just know whoever invited you to the call tonight must really care about you to want you to know about this technology. We are literally watching it change lives, change people's outcomes in their health all the time. And so it's why we're so excited to share this with you. Every single week, we're here on Mondays for 30 minutes, just sharing about this amazing technology. So I want to get started with our medical disclaimer. All of the information and education that we're sharing tonight is for informational purposes only. The products we discuss are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any dis-ease. If you are on medications or have medical conditions or are pregnant or nursing, just like with embarking on any new health regimen, diet, or fitness program, please make sure to check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first. And with that, we want to share with you this amazing tiny little patch that's literally changing people's lives all around the globe today. It's super exciting. It's FDA compliant as a general wellness product. It's considered a class 1 medical device that's completely non-transdermal. So most people are used to transdermal patches. So I know, Alice, we were talking about today, you sent me a picture of some like pain patches. Those pain patches that people can buy, just on the counter and over the counter, transfer something from that patch into your body. This does not work like that. So nicotine patches are that way. Vitamin patches, there's some vitamin patches that way. This is completely non-transdermal, meaning it does not transfer anything from the patch into your body. It's why there are no contraindications with this technology, because there's nothing going into the body for it to be contraindicated with or cause a problem with or interact with in some way. So I'm going to explain how that works, but it's just it's stuff that you already realize that you don't know even goes on in our world, in our galaxy today. So inside this patch is organic amino acids and salts made in a crystal lattice structure that's reflective like a mirror. And I'm going to explain that more later. It's medical grade plastic, so it's completely sealed on both sides. Again, because it does not transfer anything into the body. It has hypoallergenic adhesive. It has a 96% effectiveness rate. That is truly jaw-dropping. When you're talking about things that are transdermal or even like supplementation, if they can get those to be above 30% effectiveness rates, they're counting them as that's a win. That's like considered a good product. So we're talking about 96% effective. That's like mind-blowing. And then here's the thing. When you combine this with our Cellergize Morning, it now has 100% effectiveness rate, okay? You do not have to take the Cellergize Morning for the patch technology to work, but David Schmidt brilliantly, that's our inventor, founder, CEO, he brilliantly designed this supplement to support your body's functions across the board, like these minerals, vitamins, supplements that we need for our body to just work better anyway. But that's something that we need regardless. But then when you combine it with this patch technology, it actually optimizes your body's ability to utilize what's going on with this patch technology as well, which is super amazing. We just won the 2025 Biotech Award of the Year for stem cell innovation and duo product of this Cellergize along with our x39 patch. And so that is a huge honor, a huge award in this health sphere of biotechnology. It's again truly amazing, and to win that award is again phenomenal. It's why you want to know about these products. It's why you want to know about this company. It's why you want to know everything that we're going to have coming out even in the future years, because our inventor and scientist is leaps and bounds ahead of his time, and we are continuing to come out with technology that is ahead of the market. So meaning there is nothing else like this. So again, these are novel. So the way that this is designed, as well as the patch, it's completely novel. There's no other products on the market that do what these do. So with the Celergize, can you buy individual things that do all these products in here? Yes, you can. It's the brilliant design of the combination of what's in here that you cannot buy anything else like that on the market. And this, for what you're getting amino acid support, you're getting electrolyte support. Again, fabulous balance of vitamins and minerals that you need just for your body to work properly. And then as well, the award was for stem cell technology. So it also supports your stem cell, optimizes the stem cells in your body by a product called Zyanthox. Again, you can buy that by itself on the market, but these are all combined. And when you calculate how much it would cost for you to buy all of the things that are in here on the market today, it's probably going to be around $250. This you can buy for as little as $50. So fantastic optimization of just your overall health, as well as, using it with the patch technology. Again, you don't have to use that to combine with this, but just so you know about it, and just because we won that award, you have to understand the brilliance behind the design of this duo actually working together and support our body's overall health, which is really what changes things. So again, even if we're going back to just talking about the patch technology, extremely affordable. Okay. So if I'm going to give you an example, okay, so let's talk about, so that award we won was for, stem cell regeneration and stem cell technology on the market today. So if we're going to compare that to, say, a stem cell injection that's on the market today, it's not a great comparison. I'm going to explain why here in a little bit, but it's really the only comparison that we have to pull from to kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about in trying to affect different things in the body. So if we're talking about a stem cell injection, you're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars. And when you go in to have that done, they tell you, we have no idea if this is going to work for you. Okay. And I just told you this tiny little patch, which is non-invasive, non-transdermal, there's nothing going into your body, there's no contraindications, has a 96% effectiveness rate. Okay, I don't know, but you tell me. I think I'm putting a patch on my body. Go in to get an injection. If you have the money and you want to do an injection, well, fantastic. I say go for it. But if I can avoid any type of injection, I'm going to do that. And this patch is the fantastic way to do that. So pennies on the dollar compared to what stem cell injections are, with that 96% effectiveness rate, which is what's so amazing. So, and it gets better. Okay, this is completely patented technology. Again, it's why we've won the award that we just won. We have over 200 patents. David Schmidt, if I can say it right, Schmidt spent 10 years in the lab to be able to figure out how to turn on GHK copper peptide in the body, which then in turn, that in particular peptide turns on stem cells that are no longer active in the body. It tells them to keep going. I'm alive and I want you to keep working. That took 10 years in the lab. And I think he's got 70 patents just in the stem cell industry because of that. So we have overall over 200 patents within our company with everything that we have to offer you, which is amazing, as well as we have over 90 clinical studies, and those clinical studies are not stopping. Okay. He's continuing to do all of those clinical studies, not to mention all of the doctors and chiropractors and nurses around the globe that use this technology in their practices. So what they're seeing clinically, I get that's just anecdotal, but guess what? For 20 years of this company being around, it's not going to stay around if it doesn't work. Doctors and chiropractors and acupuncturists, they're not going to use something that they don't see working on their clients. So again, truly, truly remarkable. There is no product in the world that does what X39 does. And that's why we're here talking to you about it tonight. So how? Let's get down to the how of this work. So big word, photobiomodulation. That's how this works. This has been around from the beginning of time. Okay. You all already understand what this is, and you did not even know it. Every time you step out into the sun and the sun hits your skin and your eyes, it tells your body to make vitamin D. And that vitamin D, the body uses it and it goes and does what it was designed to do in the body anyway. So understand very clearly, this is your body. This is God's brilliant design of your body and how it utilizes GHK copper peptide. Okay. So when we're talking about the sun hitting our skin, okay, and this patch, we don't actually need the sun for it to turn on, okay, like the sun causes the vitamin D to turn it on. The reason for that is because we emit a low-grade infrared light throughout our body. It comes out of us everywhere. Again, you all already understand what this is because when you watch a movie and you see them looking through night vision goggles, they're talking about a heat signature. That heat signature is light. Heat is light in the body. You can feel that heat radiating off of someone that you sit down next to that's really warm. That is actually light. Scientifically, it's a low-grade infrared light that comes out everywhere. So you can wear this patch on your body anywhere you want to. Do we have clinically tested spots? Yes, of course we do, because we are a science-based company. Do you have to wear it on those spots? No, because the company has been around for 20 years. We know that you can put the patch anywhere you want on the body, and it's still going to stimulate GHK copper peptide in the body. So what happens is that infrared light that we emit, it's that center of that patch is that reflective crystal lattice structure like a mirror. Your infrared light hits the center of that mirror and it gets reflected back at a very specific frequency. And this is how it works, is through that frequency, because that frequency turns on, like a light switch, turns on GHK copper peptide. Okay. If I go up to my light switch and I don't know, decide to, use a piece of tape, or hit it with a plate. I mean, I don't know, pick something. None of those things are going to turn on the light switch. I have to physically turn on the light switch for the electricity to then shoot through my house and turn on that light bulb. This patch is that light switch that is very specific to turning on GHK copper peptide. So GHK copper peptide has been found over 50 years ago. So the science on this, again, is very sound. So that research shows, I'm only going to talk to you about 5 things, okay? There's literally a list of like over 80 things in the body that GHK copper peptide helps to produce and do in the body. So when it's turned on, you want it to be turned on and working because of all the things that it affects. The first thing I talk to people about is regenerative cells, okay, which is kind of what we referred to before as well. Those regenerative cells can go anywhere and become anything. If you have a kidney problem, if you have a heart problem, if you have a lung problem, those regenerative cells, again, your body deciding where it needs to go and what it wants to do. And it can then regenerate, support any of those areas in the body that your body decides, because now GHK copper peptide is working as if you were in your 20s again or in your teens again. Those things just decline. So it just declines as we age. By the time we're 30, half of our regenerative cells no longer working on our behalf. By the time we're 60, we only have 10% any longer working on our behalf. So when you think about between 30 and 60, aches, pains, illness, disease, all of these things start to set in. One of the main reasons is because GHK copper peptide is declining. And so the regenerative cells ability is declining. So getting that up and running again is so very important. So that's the first thing I like to talk to people about. Okay, so then cardiovascular system. Again, the research on GHK copper peptide supporting your entire cardiovascular system. So the lining of your blood vessels, everything, the heart, all the parts of the cardiovascular system are supported at the mitochondrial level. So it's one of those things to where I have seen multiple people that have different things going on with their heart that have had huge, unbelievable, jaw-dropping benefits because of this technology. So that's another thing. So we've got regenerative cells, cardiovascular system, and your brain. So your brain is completely supported as well. So it's the neurotransmitters, the ability to be able to be calm, to feel supported, to feel relaxed, depression and anxiety beginning to lift. All of these things start to happen when that brain is supported properly by GHK copper peptide. Collagen is the next thing I like to talk to people about. Collagen, most people think is just hair, skin, and nails. It is actually very it's actually the glue that holds our bodies together. So ligaments, tendons, fascia, all of these different things contribute to the collagen in our body. And we need our collagen to be working. Collagen and regenerative cells decline at about the same rate in the body. And so it's why when you can combine those two things together to reset 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state, okay, it resetting those to where your body then can have different types of regenerative, elasticity, stronger, strength, stamina, vitality, all of those things coming back online because those two things are working in tandem to restart some of the things that have been declining since we've been aging. So super important. And then of course your immune system. Everyone, especially as we're coming into the winter months, people start to, be more concerned about sickness. And so just having that immune support across the board, whether it's, cold, flu, sniffles, or even things, that are more detrimental to our health. It's our immune system that's breaking down and not being able to process things, toxins, and things that we are being presented with in our body to remove rogue cells, to, have our body detoxify properly. All of these things that are so important in our body for our bodies to work properly is we want to have a very strong immune system. Those are 5 body systems that everyone wants to work better. And so those are all supported in one small, tiny patch technology, okay, which is again, truly, truly, amazing. And it's why we see all the different results that we see. So everybody asks me, Nikki, how long do I have to wear this technology? Okay. I tell them I'll be wearing this patch until Jesus comes to get me. So my only other option is to not wear the patch and have my collagen decline, my regenerative cells decline. Okay, whatever assaults come upon my brain or my heart, any of those things, not having what they need to reduce inflammation and help detoxify. Okay, those things are all declining. Those are all symptoms of aging. So if I can support my body as if I was in my 20s, resetting 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be on that again until Jesus comes back to get me. So if you just have to have an answer, like how long, if you have a list of illnesses, diseases, medications that you're on, I'm going to tell you, you need to give it at least 6 to 12 months to really see what it's going to do for your body. Okay. You have to remember this is an investment in your health, and there is no investment that is more valuable than being able to turn on GHK copper peptide. It truly is a marker that across the board, any of the doctors, nurses that are using this kind of technology are seeing in their patients. It is what's making the difference every time. They have all these great things and protocols that they're putting their patients on, but once they add this technology, it's what begins to change everything. So 6 to 12 months is for you to be able to have enough time for you to get back into your doctor, to have all the regular test results run so that you can see what changes that you have. All of those things happen over time. Whatever state your body is in now, it's not like you just woke up one day and you had this problem. Those things took time. So if your body is going to be able to do the work that it needs to do, that is also going to take time. And so again, like we're talking about pennies on the dollar, it is amazing with what it can do for your health. We always want to tell people that hydration is key with this technology. Hydration is key with anything with health. Most people are walking around chronically dehydrated. So making sure that you're getting in half your body weight in ounces every single day. I like to recommend for people the way to do that and not feel like, oh, I'll have people, I can't do that because I'm going to run into the bathroom all the time. If you will take a great big gulp of water every 15 to 30 minutes throughout the day, after about 3 days, you're not going to be running to the bathroom anymore. Your body is using that hydration for every function that it does in the body. It needs it. So it's when we are trying to then overhydrate that your body doesn't have the time to use it to where then you're having to run to the bathroom. So if you will do that throughout the day, you will have overall better health. Sometimes there are things that people have, it's sicknesses, illnesses that can purely be changed just through quality hydration. That's it. And so having quality hydration is so key to every piece and part of your health, as well as it will allow this technology to work better because it's the hydration that allows the cells to communicate to one another back and forth. And it's the electrolytes that allow the electrical conductivity between the cells so that it can transport that information from cell to cell to get where it then needs to go. So the electrolytes combined with the hydration allow your body to work better overall, not just for this technology to work, but it is going to help this technology work better as well. So what questions can I answer? If there is anyone new on the call tonight, completely brand new, has not started on the technology, if you will put your name in the chat, we will do a drawing. We always give away 5 days free of our X39 technology. I wouldn't expect you to feel anything in 5 days. Do people feel things in 5 days? Incredibly, yes, which is truly jaw-dropping. We call them one-patch wonders, but not everyone is going to be like that. Just so you know, my husband is one of those. I felt things very, very quickly, but my husband still to this day does not feel anything. Where we see it show up is in his test results, like I'm talking about, that 6 to 12 months of seeing that happen, in his test results of him having more balanced health overall. So he does definitely notice in his sleep. It helps his sleep. But other than that, he does not have I have a very long list of things that I have noticed with the technology personally. So if there's anybody that hasn't started, please put your name in the chat so we can do a drawing for that 5 days free. And that's why we do this is for you to invite everybody you know. We want to help as many people as we can possibly. We want them to know about this technology, get started on this technology. And so that's why we do these 30-minute calls every Monday night. So feel free as well. You can put a question in the chat anytime. That's great too. You can also unmute yourself and feel free to just ask a question. I'm happy to answer those questions for you. Oh, and I also forgot to tell you, we have all of our research studies are found. You can find all of those to look at them at patchtheway.com, PATCH theway.com. There will be a button to click right on that very first thing that comes up. Click that and you'll need to enter the passcode LIGHT in there. And then across the top, all the research studies and everything will come up if you want to see those as well. So that's a great resource for, thank you for putting that, Pastor Ed, in the chat. So yes, so Vanessa, thank you. So Pastor Ed, Vanessa has not started on the technology?
She has the Eon, carnosine, and glutathione. And
Okay.
she's wearing them now. The only thing she doesn't have is X39. So I wanted her to hear from you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your credentials too, Nikki, so she knows why you know so much.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I do have a Bachelor of Science in Wellness. And I've done personal training. I've been a coach. I have, long list in the health industry of things that I've done. But really, my education comes from my daughter being injured when she was very, very young with the things that most children get when they're very, very young. She was injured. And so because of that, it sent me down trying to figure out how to detoxify her body from those effects. And that is really where I would say my true background comes from, is really trying to learn how to detoxify the body properly and bring the body back into proper balance so that people can truly have, or my daughter can truly have, vitality of life and overall health. Because of that pathway that I went down, my two youngest children, then she was my oldest, my two youngest children are 22 and 20, and they have never been on one antibiotic or one medication in their entire lives. So I would say that is a win, and that knowledge and that research was put to use in my own family, which makes me very thankful for them, so that they didn't have to have those health challenges like my oldest daughter has had. So yeah, that's no great scientific backing that I have for you. Just the life, the life. What's it called? The life BS. The life Bachelor of Science.
Experience.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
So
Okay, yes, go ahead.
the question I had, and we have a lady named Erin on the call.
Great.
Who invited you, Erin? Could you let us know?
And if you have availability, you can type it in the chat, or you can feel free to unmute yourself. If you're on your computer, even if you're on your phone, the mute button, I think, is down in the left-hand corner.
Vanessa said that Erin's her friend. She
Okay,
invited her
awesome.
too.
Excellent. Yes, well, we're so glad that you're both here. And I would be happy to answer any questions. I think Pastor had told me that, Vanessa, that you're a nurse as well. Obviously, I don't have the credentials that you have, but I have been sharing this technology with people for 3 years. And so I would be happy to do my best at answering any questions. Obviously, the studies may be the thing that you're most interested in. But if you're wearing the Y-age trio, then hopefully, you're starting to see some benefits with that as well, because those are, two of them being master antioxidants and the other one completely reducing inflammation in the body, are all keys to our bodies working properly. So we just have a few more minutes. You guys can unmute yourself at any time that you would like to. And I don't know, Vicky, if you have anything that you would like to share. I know one of the things that I can't remember. Okay, awesome. That I was going to share is that I actually had a mom, again, being that my passion. I love, again, being able to help moms with their children, and they've tried a lot of different things, and I was like, well, again, this puts nothing into the body, so there's, all it's going to do is try and help your daughter's body come back into balance. And she had, some different like stemming activities, and then really struggle with sleep, and so all of those things, she's seeing her daughter sleep better, she's seeing her her just be more calm, feel like that she's reacting to different things in a more calm fashion as well. And so that those stories are always the ones that just every story is fantastic.
Awesome.
But when I can help, a mom and a child, knowing where I've come from, that just is just truly so absolutely rewarding. So so yeah, that was a story that I recently got here. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And I'm looking forward, because that was probably within her being, again, consistency is so important. And so she had done some of the patches with her daughter kind of off and on. And so I talked to her again. I was like, listen, this is something, your body, you have to be consistent with this. And so once she did that all those things she started to notice within about the first 4 weeks. So I'm super excited to see where it goes, for her from there, because there's some other specific things that they're working on. And I guess I also should just tell you, we cannot recommend that you put this technology on your children. That is completely a parental decision. There are, of course, no clinical studies on children. So that is just something as a parent. But if my children were young, they would have been the first ones that I patched for sure. It would not have even been a question in my mind at all, with knowing and understanding this technology. So Vicky, please come on and share what you've got.
That is so beautiful to hear, and helping somebody else going through something similar that you went through with your child. So I love that. And that's the best reward ever. So, it's so heartwarming. That's why we do what we do every day, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. Absolutely. 100%.
So I have a friend that had an accident and had gotten injured. She has some skull fractures, and her hand. She lost nerve feeling in her hand, and she had to stop work. She is not sleeping very well, and she's having a hard time with remembering things. This was back in February, and I saw her on Facebook, and I had said something a while ago, and the message somehow got deleted because I looked back on the threads. It's not there. And I know that God does things at a certain time in people's lives. And I said, well, maybe she wasn't open to it at the time. I don't know why, but I said, well, I'll try and reach out to her again. So when I did, she responded right away because I want to help her. And she was open. She said, yes, I'm in. So I swung by 2 days later, and first I gave her the X2O water, which was amazing.
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
I patched her, and she started to feel relief in her hand with the nerves within like not even 10 minutes.
Wow.
And
Praise the
it's been
Lord.
like this. I know it's been like this. And she said she slept so much better, and she has some energy like she has never had before. She said before this happened, she didn't even have this kind of energy. So I'm just so thankful to be able to help people like this. And, that is just a true blessing for me because I've known her since third grade.
Oh my goodness. Yes, absolutely. For sure. Yeah, yeah, there's just, I mean, again, this is why we do what we do, because this is what we get to hear. We get to experience, again, even though none of us are, there are a lot of doctors, and health care professionals in this industry using the technology, but it's so wonderful for those of us that aren't, to be able to be a part of changing people's lives. We love people. We want people to have full vitality in their life. And we're so thankful to be able to utilize this technology to help so many people. So that's amazing, Vicki. I love that.
And
Yes,
just trying to help restore her quality of life.
absolutely.
It's so limiting when you can't do certain things, and it plays a
Absolutely.
part on your mental, your physical, everything. It
Mhm.
just really affects every part of your life. So I'm just so thankful for this
Yes.
technology.
Yes, absolutely. And it looks like Pastor Ed has put a link in the chat if y'all want to grab that. Oh, yeah. So you'll find this recording on YouTube. So I usually post them pretty quickly. And that's the Patch the Way YouTube. Mine's just Nikki McCutchen. And so I'll have this recording on there afterwards. So it looks like, Aaron, you're probably our only first time guest. So Pastor Ed and Vicki, they'll be reaching out to Vanessa to get your information, and we will send you those 5 free days of X39 so you can try that. So we're super glad that you took your friend Vanessa's advice and joined us here on the call tonight. So thank you for joining us. We hope it was super informative. Alice, make sure that you have my number. We talk all the time. So any questions that came up from tonight, feel free to call me or text me. That's what I'm here for. So yay, Aaron. Yes, absolutely. So you win tonight. So bring more friends. That's what we're here for. So so that we can allow you to experience the technology and just get more information. And really and truly, like, I can't even tell you the number of people that I hear say, oh, I heard about this technology, but then I never did anything. Don't wait. Get started on this journey. Figure out how you're going to fit this into again, it's so inexpensive. It's like a cup of coffee a day, like or less, depending on what kind of fancy coffee you drink, way less than some of those coffees that are out there. So, and it's good for your health in so many areas. So thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Bring friends back on, okay, awesome. So Pastor Ed said, Vanessa, you're going to get 5 free days of the X39 as well. So awesome. Two winners tonight. So that's amazing. So I'm glad for both of you, especially as you're using those other patches as well, Vanessa. So, but yeah, bring more people on. I do this every Monday night. We do have a business call on Wednesday night if you want to understand how the business works and how you can, benefit other people and make money at doing this. Really and truly is sharing. That's it. Like, share the technology. It's literally as easy as that. Is just letting people know about this fantastic technology. And then Thursday nights, we always do a testimonial call. And so please come back on Thursdays. Both Wednesday and Thursday are at 7 Central Standard Time. So if you're in Eastern, that's going to be 8. But so testimony on Thursday, business call on Wednesday, and Mondays we're back here just sharing about the X39 technology again. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. We are blessed by your presence and excited to hear what kind of results you have. So please know that we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Good night. God bless.
Bye.
God bless.